Hello and welcome to
Closing the Gap.
Motorsport Diaries.
My name is Ari,
And I'm Aranza. Welcome back.
and we've been absent for a little bit, working life.
Jobs get in our way of our passions.
But it's okay because honestly, we didn't really miss a lot other than the spa debate. We got most of our predictions right. So if you saw that video, you can tell that we got literally like 90% accuracy. So
We did. Spa, I will say, Spa, I'm not mad that it was kind of boring this year because we've had spas where tragedies have happened
yeah,
and I'm not mad at Spa being boring this year.
I rather
Truly.
I rather have a spa like this than a spa that ends up in a funeral.
Right, exactly. So, all good. Not much rain. Usually, spa is a little bit more rainy.
Well, I mean, we got a delay like what, three times?
All right, so that delay pi- pissed me off.
You and a lot of people.
Pissed me off. Do you understand that I got home from work very late and I was like, I think I got home from work at like 2 a.m. after, finally set in my bed, ready to knock out, right? I didn't think I was gonna wake up because it's at 6 a.m. our time. I naturally woke up at 5:45 and I was like, might as well stay up. Let's do it. Why is it delayed a whole hour, almost hour and a half? That was horrible. But anyways,
I feel like, and that's the debate that's been going on online, right? I mean, that like, was it really like that wet? Why did we have to delay it so much? And honestly, I've seen arguments that make sense on both ends.
yeah.
The drivers will always say there is a reason why we don't race in the wet anymore. Because obviously the old school fans are always like, oh, these races are not what they used to be. Like, we
Right.
used to race in the wet all the time, blah, 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 blah. But the engineering of the cars has changed so much in the last couple decades that it's really not about racing in the rain as much as it is the visibility issue. The
Mm-hmm.
drivers have said time and time again, these tires spray so bad that it's not really that we can't control the car on the race, that we can't like push it, and
Right.
it's more about we can't see. So if you are like on a DRS zone, or if there's a car like directly ahead of you and you're in their dirty air, the spray won't actually let, like, they can't see anything through their helmet, they can see anything through like the halo parts of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's just like, if they can't tell where they're going, like, that's, it's really not about controlling the car on the race.
Yeah, exactly. It's just surviving
It's a
out there.
visibility issue.
Yeah.
We go back to Brazil where Ollie was like, I'm not trying to die
Right.
today,
That's
right?
literally you're in my head. I was just thinking about that. Like it's crazy that people don't understand. Like yeah, they can race. I'm sure they can. But there's more of a chance or more of a probability of them crashing unintentionally because they
They
can't
can't
see what's in
see.
front of them. Yeah.
They're also like, I feel like a lot of people, and mostly like obviously new fans, don't understand that it's not a matter of course they have the engineering for the car to run perfectly fine, if not better, on a wet um circuit. We have the tires, even though they're useless.
Oh,
Even though we never use them, we have them, right?
yeah.
So there is everything. We have all of the tools to be able to race on the wet. It's just a visibility issue.
Right.
So
And
it doesn't even
if you're
matter.
not aware, just if this is one of your first races that you're watching, we do have a wet tire made specifically
For these
for wet
occasions.
races. I promise you, even when they were pretty much flooded out in Miami, in Brazil, and literally anywhere you can get flooded out, not one wet tire was ever brought out, not
Yeah.
even thought about, not even
I love
an
that
idea
meme.
in anybody's head.
I love that meme. It's like, if you're ever feeling useless,
Right.
remember these exist. And it's just a wet tire. It's hilarious. I
Yeah.
love every time. But yeah, I think it's like a lot of people don't realize that these cars are able to perform under these conditions. And that's part of the problem, because they
Right.
can still go 200, 300 miles per hour. But can you imagine the kind of damage that will do if you smash at 300 miles an hour
Oh my
to the
god.
car in front of you because you didn't see him? Like,
Not even the car
so
in front of
rather
you, just
not.
in a barrier. Literally anywhere. You can probably crash in the softest place possible for you to
Yeah.
crash. At 300 miles an hour, that's still fatal. It's insane.
Yeah. So that's why we don't race in the ring. And that's why these delays, as annoying as they are, there's usually a reason for it. I do agree with a lot of people that there is so many moving pieces, and with this I mean staff wise,
Hmm.
and the FIA and the racing controls and all these things that might add the
Time.
to the time and to like sometimes not making the right calls or like the right, yeah, like
Yeah, it has
delaying
to
it
go
for so
through, yeah,
long.
it
Yeah.
has to go through so many
So it
channels
is
to finally
subjective.
get to, yeah.
It is subjective, and I don't fully agree sometimes with the big delays that we have, or like if they are even supposed to be any delays, but we trust that they know what they're doing. And we also have a new, I don't know if you know this, it's been a hot topic because we're seeing so much of the wags and the footage these
Yes.
weekends. There is a new director of like the takes that they take on live TV, like, oh, now go to cam B or now go to cam
Well, it also
C.
depends on for F1 TV.
For
There's
F1
different,
TV.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
For F1 TV.
there's different
Yeah. So
outlets, but
that's why,
yes.
yeah, that's why we're seeing a lot more of the wags, because like I think the new director's kind of like, yeah, this sales type of thing, and so now we're seeing like all the garages and all the girls in there.
Right.
I was like,
Although new director still obsessed with Charles. Still obsessed with
I think,
Charles.
I think, I think that's just the camera
Half
people, right? Let's
half
just go
of the
find Charles.
probably. But did you see that? It's not even a meme. It's just like a clip, and Charles was like staring at it. He's like, "Where is that camera?" Like he's looking out
He
like
struggled to find it. He was just like, wait, where
he
is it?
was so confused, and I think probably scared that they found it.
I saw that clip.
Not
It
that
was
he
so
was
funny.
hiding, but it was just like it was such an out of nowhere
He
shot.
was kind of just like, am I having an out of
He's like,
body
"Wait,
experience right now?
where
Where is
are
it?
you?"
That was really
It's so
funny. I
funny.
saw it the other day.
I will say, I think Spa is the one race I wish I watched on Sky Sports, and I don't wish to watch Sky Sports ever,
Ever.
if at all. So sorry, Sky Sports, but I think Spa was the one race. The fact that they showed a picture of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg when they were like 10, if
Yeah.
that, and Nico's over there, telling stories about him and Lewis growing up and blah blah blah.
Nico was
Like,
a menace that
huh?
day.
Oh my god, those
That was
if you guys
hilarious.
haven't seen like even just the clips online,
Yeah.
Nico was a menace. He
It
was
was.
over
Nico
everybody.
made Spa entertaining.
Yeah, he did. That was the one and he doesn't really make much entertaining, but Spa was
With
entertaining
Spa, he
because of
delivered.
him.
He really did.
Yeah, he did his job as a journalist
As a
for
journalist
sure.
that digs up the dirt.
Yeah, he earned his paycheck.
That's the one he called out Jasper Stappen, right? Where he
Yes,
was
he
like, "Oh,
did.
now you stay quiet."
Ah,
That was
yeah.
hilarious.
Mm.
Here, we're fans,
Yeah.
Nico. Moving on.
Yes. Let us move on to, well, I mean,
Hungary. What?
well, winner for
Oh,
Spa.
sure.
I will say our predictions. Her prediction for winner was McLaren 2-3.
Max
Either
winner.
Max wins. Yeah. Was her prediction. My prediction was McLaren P1, P2, and either Max is P2 or P3, and then I said Pierre because I'm throwing it out there.
Because why
And
not?
listen, you never know. You never know. And results were actually um, Oscar, Lando, and Charles. Which Charles came out of nowhere for both of us.
Yeah, he did. Much like George this week, right?
Oh, George.
But
The
I mean,
mysterious George podiums continue in Hungary, which is a great segue to move on.
to move on and not really move on much. As a McLaren fan, I think the battle continues, right? So last week it was Oscar. 2 weeks ago
2 weeks
now
ago, yeah.
was Oscar. Now it's Lando.
Yeah.
So I think they're neck to neck, like it's and I think Oscar said it. I don't know if I can't remember if it was like during a press
Yes, the
comments or, yeah,
after race
right? It's like
conference.
my battle right now is I don't really care if Leclerc wins as long as I finish ahead of Oscar, ahead
I
of
said
Lando. I'm
Lando, yeah.
sorry. And so that just really tells you that at this point is the McLarens continue to fight, like
Each
left
other.
side of the garage to right side of the garage. Like as
Yeah.
much as we like to think of them as a whole, they're really not. Is,
Yeah,
it's you versus me, and I feel like it's gonna come down to the rim. Like, obviously, summer break, right? I think this is giving us a good preview of what the second half of the season will look like. But
I
yeah,
agree.
it sparked a lot of debate against Lando again. And I feel like at this point, I remember like she just got when she got here to record the episode today. I'm like, I'm rewatching the race because I'm having a hard time understanding why people are hating Orlando again from a like from a
And
not
she's
overthinking.
no, she's saying this as someone who does not really like Lando. So you know it's bad that the Lando hate is so bad because someone who does not like him is complaining about how much people are, you know,
I don't necessarily don't like him. I don't actively don't like him. I'm just like, meh, Lando, when he wins, I'm happy for him. Like when it's earned, which is usually earned. Um, Not a disliker of Lando. Let's clear the record of that one. Not disliking Lando.
right,
Anyways,
right.
but yeah, so it sparked a lot of debate.
Yes. So my thing is that, like you said, right now, normally it is like a whole team effort. All of last year was a team effort minus a couple times. Um, it was a team effort
We
to,
don't. We won't mention anybody, but Miami, Hungary.
anyways, as a whole, yes, the goal is constructors making sure that the team wins the constructors championship.
But they've secured that. They're
But
past
that's what I'm
it.
saying. They've secured it. So as fans now, we have to switch to, okay, we've secured the championship for the team. Now it's one driver versus the other.
Yep.
This is now one garage to another garage, battle it out. And that's exactly what's happening. And I think people still have that thinking of, no, this is a team effort. And a lot of people want McLaren as a whole, or like um, or like Andrea or Zach to
Step
make this
in. Yeah.
call, when in reality it's not up to them. It's up to the engineers, it's up to the mechanics, it's up to the people who are changing the tires, it's up to the driver
Yeah.
themselves to
At the end of
call
the
these
day, is
shots.
Team 81 versus Team 4. And I think some fans constantly forget that it
This
gets
is
to
a
a point.
competition.
Yeah, it gets to a point where like constructors is secured, and as long as you're not, jeopardizing that, it is every man for their own.
Yeah, all
And
McLaren cares about is that constructors,
yeah,
they've got that in the bag. All they care now is that their drivers stay P1, P2, or at least
they
stay
don't really
on
care in which
podiums.
order.
Exactly. They don't care what order. And I've said this before, McLaren does not care about
Yeah.
the order anymore. They just want their team to win, and it's doing it.
I think when Oscar pitted the second time, and because it was really funny because Lando was like, "Why not?" Like 40 laps on a hard, just give it to me, I'll do it,
Sure.
which says a lot also about
Which
the
he also
confidence he's gained since
it was
last year.
it was such a throwaway, like, yeah, let's do, like, I
Right?
have nothing left to lose anymore.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I don't,
And I love that because I feel like we got to see a glimpse of the old Lando. And I feel like in the last season and a half, he has been, based on, obviously we don't know the guy, but based on the commentary that we hear from him on the press and all of the post race interviews he does
interviews.
and everything, I feel like he had been getting too much in his head, and you could tell
Yeah.
some of the things that people are saying anywhere. Um, and on any media outlets, we're getting to him. And I think these kind of confidence is gained where you're just so secure in what you can do, so secure in the car that like your team has given you.
Hmm.
And when like his family is going to the races more, and I think that also helps a lot.
Yeah, that does. And I think it was also because last year he was just thrown into this title fight. He
Yeah,
was not
true, he
prepared
wasn't
for it. He
expecting
was
it.
not ready. Like McLaren themselves was not ready to be right behind Max Verstappen. A
Yeah,
four-time
that's
world
true.
champion. They were not ready for that. Nobody was ready for
Three-time world
that.
champion at the time.
Four-time world champion overall now, but they were not ready for that.
Yeah.
And like nobody's ready. A lot of the people on the paddock have said to go up against Max right now, he is one of the strongest
Yeah.
drivers, and it's true. And to just be thrown in a title fight when literally 2 3 races ago you were fighting for midfield is insane. So
And
that
people
really
keep
got to
forgetting
him.
that these drivers are their own person, and they have their own personalities, and they have their own strengths and their own
Right.
weaknesses. And I think a lot of that judgment came from a place of if it was Oscar, he would handle it better.
And
But you
like the
can't do that. Like,
comparison, you can't
can you?
compare people.
Same thing with Kimmy. Like, we've seen him like completely break down. Can
Hmm.
you blame him? Like, he's an 18-year-old who got thrown into
He
literally the
literally
lion's
just
den.
finished high school.
So you can't compare the mentality and the tenacity and the, like, everybody was brought up differently. And for better or for worse, people are different in the sense that whatever it is that they are pouring themselves into does not outcome that everybody's on the same level.
Hmm.
Some people have to, like, work on themselves, on their mental health, on their strength mentally more than others. And I think that's the case.
And also,
But
it has to be said, even if we can't see that someone's struggling with their mental health, that doesn't mean they're not in the back end working on it,
exactly,
because we can say, oh, yeah, we can visibly see that Lando's struggling. Yes, because he shows it to you, because he tells you, because he is very
vocal.
open and vocal about it. And so is Lewis Hamilton from this weekend, really,
Bring me the
really,
tissues. Somebody
really
bring the
took this man.
tissues.
Like Ferrari is tore him down faster than I thought they could. And and if it's someone like Oscar, that maybe he's struggling too. We just don't know because he's not as vocal about it. Max, sometimes he's kind of vocal about it a couple of times, but you don't really think that about him because he doesn't always talk about it.
And I think that's one of the bigger issues of modern society, and the way that social media has kind of, like, change our perspective and all these parasocial relationships where you think you know
Yes,
somebody. We don't. And it goes
exactly.
on the way as well of nobody owes us any explanations of what they're going through, what they're feeling, how they got there, how they're getting out of it. Like, people are obviously struggling and, behind the scenes, and they're not, sometimes, and most times, I want to say 80% of the time, they won't come forward and share with the world that they're
Not at
struggling.
all.
So I feel like it's just a lot of grace, and, like, I feel like
Yeah.
obviously every head it's their own world, but it is little, like I said, is going back to the race, it's little glimpses like that of his little reaction of 40 laps on the same tire, and he goes, "Why not?" So it
Yeah.
was really, honestly, it was a
He
breath of
really had
fresh
nothing
air.
to lose. That's the thing. I think
That
he
was also the
accepted the
thing.
fact that he had nothing to lose and said,
Yeah,
I'm back here,
100%,
Nothing.
100%.
So, yeah, and then let's go to Ferrari.
Shall we don't want to go to Ferrari.
Hold
I
my
don't
hand
I don't
with with a
As two
silence.
Ferrari fans, we don't say it too
We
often,
don't
but
say it
we are
enough because we
Ferrari
are
fans.
disappointed.
We are
Disappointed but not
tifosi
surprised.
until the day we die.
Oh, yes,
But
Ferrari
it's
per
getting
sempre.
hotter and harder. And I don't really know. Like, I've been saying this since I got into the sport because, as you do know, I am a huge Carlos Sainz fan. But I don't really know how many Forza Ferraris I do have left in me.
Right?
Because to hear Lewis Hamilton, 8-time world champion, say the things he said as he was pulling. It started during quali
Oh,
when they pulled
it
him into
started,
that garage where
yeah,
he on Q3, Q1,
super early.
Q1, Q1, and he said,
That hurts to hear.
"Those radios completely broke my heart.
Oh,
I just don't
that man
even."
has been struggling. If you go back and listen to mostly all of his radios, kind of since the beginning of the season, that man is going through it. He's struggling. He's Nobody's listening to him. This is an 8-time world champion. I keep taking and putting off anyways. These
You know
world
what we mean.
championships. But 8-time world champion and you're questioning him? Your car is subpar at
At
best,
best, at
and
best.
you're
How
questioning a
Charles has managed to
strategy?
put that on a podium, no idea.
He doesn't know. How he got pole this past race, he has no idea. Not one person has any idea how this car made it up there.
Which makes it more problematic to hear Lewis go, "Well, the car's on pole, so clearly
It's
the
not you,
problem is me."
Lewis.
It is not.
Lewis, it is not you. I promise you. Please do not forget who you are.
And the fact that
Please.
Charles came back on fourth place, and the first thing as soon as he finished the race was to say, "You guys are not listening to me." The whole race,
Oh my god,
he,
it's so
even though we
frustrating.
don't really know exactly what a lot of this referred to, he kept saying, "We need to talk about these things before we do them." In general, the message, regardless of what the radio said, radio per radio, the message overall in the race was, you guys are disregarding my entire feedback, the
Hmm.
decisions I want to make. So like honestly, the only thing he got left to say was like, "Why do you want me here? Because you clearly don't
Literally,
give a f what I have to say, my feedback, what I want to do. I'm the one in the car." So I feel like
that's the
Lewis is
thing.
obviously cutting himself too short because yeah, the car's on pole, but this is what Charles has to say. So
Yeah.
clearly there's something that's not working here, and it is not Lewis Hamilton.
He really this week was serving up some traumatized Charles crumbs because it's crazy. And I think, and it's so funny because it's not funny, but it's funny because because Charles is getting so much confidence about talking back and telling them, and he didn't used to be like that.
He
He used to be
didn't.
like, whatever you guys want, whatever you say, I'm here driving for you, I love you, you know. And now he's
Happy to be
talking,
here.
yeah, happy to be here. And now he's like, you're not listening to me. He kind of got like a spark lit up his butt, and
He
you
had
know,
to. They push
nobody's
him to
listening.
the very limit.
And Lewis started off that way and it's just gone the other way down the hill
Yeah.
of like, you know, like I don't know what to do anymore. Like you're not listening to me and it's not working. You're not doing something right. Clearly I'm not doing something right, but in reality it's just they want what they have on paper to be perfectly executed on track and are not willing to move or change or
Or take
adapt
any
in
risks.
any way, shape, or form.
Not even to keep a first place.
Right?
And if we touch base on what George said, that would make sense. But then again, Charles spoke about it. So if you're not aware of what we're talking about, George said, if you go and check that car, I'm not 100% sure that it would be legal. What does that mean? There's
Actually, he said it's very close to being illegal, which still makes the car legal, George. But
it goes back to why he went on hards, right? Because for those of you that aren't sure what George was talking about, so there's a wood plank type
mhm,
of thing under the car that needs to pass an inspection after the race. The inspections are random, right?
mhm,
And that's why sometimes we hear like disqualified even after the podium ceremonies. So if those planks are worn and
a
like,
little bit too
yeah,
big.
it has to be a certain width. If it's less than that, the car is automatically disqualified. So what Ferrari, based on the worn, how these tires had worn out on his first stint,
Mhm,
first or second stint,
second stint.
anyways, he didn't want to switch on to hards because he knew it was gonna take time to get them warm to like be able to. He said you guys are not listening to me.
Mhm,
But the feedback here was that if they went on hards, so the car wouldn't keep wearing out that plank because they
yep.
knew for a fact if they went anything other than hards, the car would be disqualified in it was qualified in case of an inspection.
Mhm.
So, but having heard that, looking back, it's like, oh, that makes sense. But does it? Because then why did Charles react like that? He
Exactly.
pitched something back. Hey guys, let's do something. And they didn't hear him. They didn't have it, and he ended up getting
Yeah,
fourth
there's
place.
something else going on at the Ferrari garage that's just not, we're not seeing anything, any of that. And the amount of just radios that Charles has that are literally paragraphs long
Yeah.
during this entire
that radio
race.
almost did not fit in the
It did
screen.
not fit in the screen. They had to literally scroll. I've never had them scroll to continue to get the whole thing. And someone did a TikTok that is so funny. They they had the I don't know if you've ever seen Star Wars. I've never seen Star Wars, but I've seen this iconic opening
Oh
credits.
yes, yes.
That opening credits where they have the stars and it's like passing through to the song, to the theme song of Star Wars. And someone did it was long enough to do that. And that's how you know he was upset.
Yeah.
Because never in my life have I seen that. It's insane.
Summer break. We have so many things to talk about that in regards to the summer break, but we won't talk about any of them really because there's nothing to be said. It's all rumors. It's
I
all up in
will
the air.
just reiterate this summer break, horrifying, horrible. I don't know. One of the drivers said it. I think it was Carlos. I was
Mm-mm.
watching their Team Torque. If you don't know, the Williams drivers have their own podcast. It's called Team Torque. They do it on YouTube, everything like that. I'm not gonna tell you to subscribe unless Williams invites me to the garage. So don't subscribe.
Don't subscribe until you see us in that Williams garage at Williams.
um, but I think Carlos said it on there that they have 4 weeks. He does not know how to math because I think they only have 2.5 weeks, if that.
They have 3 weeks. Because
Three
from
weeks minus like them going back and training and doing all that.
yeah,
So
true,
two
true,
and a
true.
half
But like
weeks.
from race to race, it is 4 weeks. But they do have to be in Zandvoort by
Right.
like the Tuesday.
So
So that's
they
like three
don't
weeks in a
actually,
day,
yeah.
minus them going
There's
back
a lot of
into
math to it.
yeah.
They really rounded up to 4 weeks to make it seem like it's a summer break. It's a 2 week summer break. It's
You're being
stupid.
lied to.
Yes, it is
Um,
dumb.
we're almost there, you guys. Like it's been a week already, almost, so it'll be fine.
There's IndyCar this weekend. If you guys are, they're in Portland. If you guys want to
Which,
racing.
if we're gonna touch the
Oh,
subject of IndyCar, I feel like this is something that we need to talk about mostly
we
as
do.
people with Mexican heritage. Both my parents are Mexican.
Both of my parents are Mexican. I was born
Um,
in Mexico.
and so I think if you aren't aware of the situation that is developing right now on IndyCar, is ICE, the body government, which
Homeland Security, basically, for the United States government.
its objective is to like find and deport illegal immigrants.
Keyword illegal. Thank you.
And if you're aware of what's going on right now in the U.S., you know that most of this has not been conducted in the right way. We're gonna leave it at that. And there's a lot of people just doing different types of crimes, and it's being traced back to ICE or people that are pretending to be ICE. Correct.
Mainly
Regardless of all of
bounty
this,
hunters.
regardless of all of this, we do know that a lot of the government has a big part to play in it because they're building all these centers and they're holding people obviously against their will, obviously in dire conditions. um they released a video, a promotional video to promote a new alligator Alcatraz, but in
Yep.
Indiana. And the best way they thought to do it was involving the name of, because it's in Indiana, of IndyCar, and the footage is basically like an IndyCar car. It's all AI. Um,
And I do want to say the person that their social media manager knew what they were doing because it's not very often that someone who does not know the sport picks the correct car
yep,
to display because usually when it's some kind of motorsport type of thing, they always choose an F1 car. They specifically chose
an
an
IndyCar.
IndyCar car with Pato O'Ward's number
Yeah,
5, the only Mexican on the track, the only Mexican in IndyCar, who is P2 right now in the standings. He's doing really great, but that's besides the point. We're very proud of you. But they specifically chose this because not everyone knows not to choose an F1 car, but to go for the exact car
yeah.
that it is for promos.
So the car itself displays a number 5 on it, and yeah, like for those of you who don't know, that is the number of Pato O'Ward, which happens to be the only Mexican driver on the grid. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, it wasn't intentional." That was definitely a planned, and it's not necessarily an attack, but it was done with so much intention, and it was absolutely done on purpose.
Yeah.
So IndyCar did reply that they had in no way, shape, or form, so like, and they were not associated with this. They never even approved it. That it was nothing that they actually supported or promoted or anything like that. However, we haven't really heard of anybody else.
Yeah.
It's not fair to put somebody that doesn't even know about it in that position, because a lot of people are saying like, well, Pato hasn't said anything, but really he doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to because it has nothing to do with him. It has something to do with the organization. And if Indy, I haven't seen that, but if Indy did say something good, because everyone was calling for them to say something, because that is
Yeah, they
not
should have.
okay. Because there's although everyone says there's no room for politics within the sport, everyone knows there is some sort of politics, but that is straight up something out of another world that should not have ever happened,
Yep.
should not be ever replicated.
And
It's just something from the U.S. government for now. This one was the one that hit our sport, and I'm glad they said something really quickly
Yeah.
because it could have gone elsewhere. Their P1 right now
Yeah.
is from Spain.
I feel like there is a lot of people trying not to see what's really happening, because that keeps being, and obviously when Black Lives Matter happened and some of them took the knee and some of them didn't, like
Mm-hmm.
we've been here before and we've had that conversation before where it's like there's no room for politics in our in motorsport, but there is. But there is, and
Exactly.
people that say otherwise are just completely in denial or trying to get
They're
away with
naive.
not being in the right side of history,
Yeah.
because this sport is politics. It
Right.
has always revolved around politics. So it is very cynical to say, oh, there's no room for politics in this sport, but there is. Because of all of the sports out there, this is the one that revolves around politics the most.
Mm-hmm.
And literally 19 out of our 20 drivers are one percenters. So
Yep.
how?
Exactly.
Like if you really know your politics in F1 and all of the categories in motorsport, most of them do revolve around politics. So do your research before you jump on a ship just because everybody's saying so.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's very unfair, especially with all the Black Lives Matter stuff. They completely handled that not very well.
They did not handle that well.
Pride was not handled very well, just in general, when we had that little bit of pride. When we were prideful for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And now I mean, last year McLaren had the well, presidential candidate when the other presidential candidate wasn't actually a fan of the sport, didn't get asked. If
Yeah.
it's not political, why weren't they both there?
Yeah. And I think it ties back to the conversation of F1 wanting to bring in more fans
Yeah.
because it means more money, right? Like they're going out of their way to promote different things and activations in the movie and the documentary and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with its repercussions, for better or for worse. You guys
Yeah.
are trying to attract more fans. We're trying to make an environment that it's safe for women and girls to come into the sport and feel welcomed. But it's, like, you're going to grow your fan base. You're going to grow fandom for the sport. It's
Mm-hmm.
not all going to be, your typical white dudes,
Right.
right? Like it comes with
Older
people
white
from
male.
all sorts of colors, from all sorts of backgrounds, from all of the diversity. And I think that for the sport to not, I'm not gonna say to not celebrate it because to each their own, but to not lean into it or feel like you have to an extent support it, then like we know it's a business, like you're just trying
Mm-hmm.
to take their money, but there's gotta be at least a sense of safe and safeness for us to feel like, oh, okay, like like this is a community
Right. I mean,
that we are part of, that we're an active part of.
the FIA president is not an older white male. He is a male, and that's it. So I
He's
don't.
a man with a lot of money.
Well, yes, yes, but it's so underwhelming to see that this sport, anybody at the top is not older white male for the sport to continue to
Act this
cater
way.
to that. I mean, to cater to that audience when in reality, your audience is much bigger. It's vast. It's all shapes,
Diverse.
sizes, genders, anything. It's bigger than what you think. It's not this niche little sport anymore.
It's not.
Not that it ever was. Not that it ever was. It's
True.
a world championship. You travel all across the
Yeah.
world to do these races.
In countries with different religions, different
Right.
cultures, different.
And we've made strides to be accepting of that because that's why we don't have Bahrain earlier in the year because we're accepting that religion and the boundaries that that religion brings us during that time.
Yep.
That's why things are moved around in the calendar because we are respecting everyone's
Culture,
limits.
religions.
Yeah, boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. So for lack of a better term, be acting brand new now. So
Yeah.
so out of pocket. So out of pocket.
Disappointed but not surprised.
Ding 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 ding.
That is the sentiment.
Rumors. I think Silly
As
season
far as today, yeah.
has not been sealing as of today, 7th of August at 4 p.m. Silly season has not been sealing too much. We thought it was going to be strong, starting with Christian Horner's sacking,
Yes.
but it hasn't. It really hasn't. I think Checo to Cadillac is anything but
I
confirmed
need
at this point.
Cadillac
Like it's
to
happening.
just tell me. Tell me I'm correct. Invite me to your garage. And
We're looking
we're
forward
there.
to. I feel
We're
like
there.
during the summer we start seeing other type of content that because there's no races like we see. We're starting to see a lot of what the 2026 season is going to look like, which
Hmm.
is very exciting. Um, from top of my head, quali is going to be 6-6, right? So
Hmm.
instead of eliminating 5 and 5, is going to be because we're going to have 22 cars
Adjusting
on the
for,
grid.
yeah.
So Q1 is going to be 6 cars get out. Q2 is going to be 6 cars get out, and we still have a top 10. Um, yeah, I feel like it's going to be a lot of good content during the summer break. We are planning a Formula 101 episode for all of the newbies. So if you have any questions, doubts, you don't really know how this current season works, or you have questions about next season, we're going to be dropping an episode hopefully in less than a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Um,
Right before we come back.
yeah, before we come back, addressing everybody that is new to the sport
Hmm.
and basically, well, all the basics. So we do have a
Yes.
link on our bio.
We do on Instagram or on TikTok. We even on Twitter we have a link tree link, and it'll take you to our little link tree. And there's a button at the very bottom. I think it should be at the very bottom where you can share your stories if you have a story, ask any questions that you may have, anything like that. What you love, what you don't love about the sport, anything like histories that you want to know about. I'm sure through TikTok we'll probably do little snippets of everything, and
Yeah,
our 101 will be focused on basics of Formula One if you're a new fan, and what we're where we are at the halfway point of the season and where we go to from here.
yeah. Where we go to from here is going to be the Zandvoort.
Yes, where we go
We are
to.
actually going to be at the race. So if you are there, give us a shout. We've never been to the Zandvoort circuit. We're really excited. We've heard
If you
all
have
sorts of
any
things.
tips, let us
Um,
know.
F1 Academy weekend in Sandbord. I
Hmm.
am so excited for it. I've never seen the girls race.
Same.
So I'm really excited to see Ella Lloyd in action, for example.
Are you excited to be at the track for 12 plus hours?
No, not really. But it's going to be worth it.
It'll
It's
be
going to be so
fun.
worth it
Yes, it'll
because
be a
I
lot of
think the
fun.
girls are going to give like such a good race and quali, and I am really excited for all Formula One Academy activities.
Hmm.
Hopefully, it won't rain too much.
Yeah, as we mentioned, well, as I mentioned last episode, I'm not a big fan of rain.
Who is?
And actually, now that we're in this, I do have an accessory that I will be taking with
Oh,
me.
yes, it is unboxing time.
It is unboxing time. Do you mind holding my very small mic? I did order this. Oh, I did order this. Monaco GP, Oscar Piastri. Why is it taking you so long? I'm very, very, very happy about it. But where is she? We have Oscar Piastri merch.
You guys need to see the stitching on this.
The
It's
stitching on
insane.
this, yeah, is amazing. I understand why it took for freaking ever, but I will say his my experience with his store is a little iffy. This is the back
I
of
went
it.
to buy it and it was sold on my size. It was sold out by the time I actually
Yes,
got in there.
yes. One thing I do like because I also got
Oh,
a
show the
shirt.
sleeve.
Oh yes, the sleeve.
So cute.
Here it is. It has a little
It's
dice on the
embroidered, you guys. It's so
sleeve.
cute.
It's cute. And then I do want to say this is they made 500 shirts minus 316 of 500. Looks exactly like the sweater, and it's super super cute. Cutie.
It's so cute.
And then I think
I
these
have to
sweaters,
mention that she's the Lando fan and I am the Oscar fan. So
but I still love. I'm just a McLaren fan. I'm a Lando Oscar fan. Thank you very much. But I will say my experience with this store is very sketchy. Because we did pay for this. It said shipping July. mid July, right? It said it was gonna ship out mid July, and I was like, let me check. I never got a confirmation number. I just on our my bank statement it says Oscar Piastri store. Never got a confirmation number. Never got a tracking
She's
number.
just thoughts and prayers, hoping it'll get
Literally
here.
thoughts and prayers. And I
Maybe
was
one
like,
day I'll see it.
and I literally thought about this 2 days ago. It got to me yesterday. I thought about 2 days ago, and
Damn.
I was like, I was looking through my shop. I was like, did I pay with Afterpay? No, it just came straight out of my debit card, like everything. I went through so much. I think I spent maybe 45 minutes
That's funny.
looking for an email, looking for literally anything other than my bank statement that said Oscar had robbed me. And
And the product was TBD.
and literally the next day, I'm like, what is this package? Oscar Piastri. Thank
Himself
you.
delivering it at the
Yeah,
door.
hand delivery from Oscar Piastri.
Yeah, I heard
That's
about
why
that
it took so
confusion.
long.
Here I am 3 months later.
That's why it took so long.
That's the
But
one thing
yes.
he's slow. I did not think that before I said it,
No.
of course.
Anyways, very happy with my merch. We will see you on
Yeah.
our 101 episode.
We'll see you. Yeah, we'll see you in less than a couple of weeks. We'll be back with an episode.
Please ask
And
any
then
questions.
after that, we're just probably gonna throw all the content at you from the Netherlands. Let us know also if there's anything in particular that you want us to go find out while we're out there.
Yeah.
Or join us.
If you guys have any like particular thing that you're interested in a particular race, in a particular like rivalry, maybe Brosades, maybe,
I will. This is an official invite to anybody that will be at Sandburg and that watches this podcast. If you want to be part of the podcast, let us know and we will sort it out. We'll have all the guests during that week.
That'll be so much fun.
And
Live studio audience.
And we will also, spoiler alert, but we are also going to Monaco, like just to like decompress for a couple of days. If you are in Monaco, we can also meet up there and just do a little podcast mini episode.
Before headed to Monza.
Yeah, before Monza, which if you're also out there.
If you're just in
We're
Europe,
just gonna put our schedule here.
Yeah,
if you're anywhere, if you're in London, also
yeah.
come out and play. So
if you're in Scotland,
we'll write down our schedule loosely on our next episode. And
yeah, please don't follow
reach
us
out,
around.
you guys.
Thanks.
Reach out, please. Yeah, we're very
We're
skittish.
also very shy. But we're very shy. If you come up to me, I will get so scared and run away.
Anyways,
She
thank
will
you.
become your friend.
Thank you guys. So I found out today I am a Virgo. My Virgo. Wait, what was it?
Did you just find out your chart today?
I found out my chart today. So it's been an exciting day for me, you guys. A lot of things have happened today for being 4 p.m. But I found out my chart today for the first time ever because I never knew what time I was born in. So my mom today was like, "Oh, she's
I think
like,
my time was wrong.
9:58," and I'm like, "Are you sure? Because I don't trust you." She's like, "Your birth certificate's somewhere there." And then I go and find it. I was like, "Bro, it's 8:58." And then
whole hour.
yeah, a whole hour. It's like this. You could have had me wrong. And then so my friend did it for me, and she told me I'm a Virgo sun, Pisces
rising,
moon,
okay,
and a Taurus rising.
Interesting. Okay,
whatever that means.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. I am. Mine's a little difficult because my sun, I'm a cusp. So I'm an Aries Taurus sun, which because of my timing, I think it's still kind of cusp, but it leans more toward Taurus. I am an Aquarius moon, and I believe Pisces rising. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know what any of that means, but if you do, well, now you know a little bit more about us.
Yeah.
How did we? This is such a girl podcast. I was
this is such a weird way to end our podcast. We're just like,
hi, talking about
your zodiac,
politics and motorsport, and then it's like somehow we ended up talking about astronomy.
Wait. Remember, just
astrology.
Yeah, astrology. But now that we are talking astrology, her birthday is near Monza time. So if you do happen to see her, please wish her a happy birthday.
Please do, because
Mine already passed,
by
but
the time it's my birthday, I'm gonna be alone in Nashville. So let's, yeah, let's
yeah.
get it out of the way.
Yes.
But yeah, I my friend was telling me also that my planet is Mercury, so my god is Hermes.
Oh,
So I'm like,
I
she
have to
told me a little bit
I have
about
to
it.
look into my
So
stuff.
I mean, it made sense. It's really exciting. So yeah, that's I was like, yeah, this is so girly. So thank you for being here.
This is girly talks at the end of our podcast.
Which is what it's all about. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.